Well, here we are at the Bates Ranch, and this is some Cabernet here. That's not our Cabernet. That's going to be up the hill, but this over here is our Grenache. So let's take a look at what we've got. It's looking very healthy. Grenache really seems to hold up well around drought conditions. We saw that at Ibo Tejada's place too. And those clusters are looking pretty darn good. I don't see any rot or anything. I wouldn't expect it, but we are near the ocean, so you never know. And I think we got plenty of canopy here to see this along, but the question is, what does it taste like? We really have a pretty good crop here. So, on the sun side, we got a little bit of raisoning, a little bit of sunburn. So these clusters are not very well protected, and we'll want to pick around those if we can. But here on this is still on the south side, but this is much better protected because it's under the canopy. So, let me take a sample and we'll see what we got. Well, I would say it's not really ripe. It's got a fair amount of pulp. Some of the seeds are, well, that's the skin. Seeds are still a little on the green side. There's let's see, 5 berries, 8 seeds. So that's not really great. I don't get a lot of flavor. The skins are still pretty crunchy, and Grenache never has a whole lot of color, at least this stuff. But let's see what we got. Not much tannin, and then that color's not too bad, actually. It's pretty good. That's about as good as it gets. All right. Well, I'm going to tell her that we ought to pick it in about a week. So this is the Bates Ranch Cabernet. These are the old vines here. You can see they're pretty big trunks there. And we don't get any of this, but this is the famous stuff. And they just have a little bit of it on the top of the ridge here, going along horizontally. And then the new plantings are down below. And there's a couple of blocks. One of them is an Entov clone, one of the 500s, and the other is taken off of this stand up here, and nobody knows what the clone is. But last year we got a little of each. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, fine.
Just gonna look at the Cabernet down in the middle ranch.
You come looking?
Uh-huh.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just looked at the Grenache.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think it's ready.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think a week to 10 days. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, all the times it's coming little late. More late the Cabernet.
Well, I just tasted this, and it's getting good. I mean, it still has a lot of acid.
You think so, this one?
Well, I mean, it's still 2 weeks, but usually the Garnacha is much earlier than the Cabernet.
Oh, yeah, and this one.
Yeah.
Because this Cabernet, that's already.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah, this I'm picking. Oh, this is picking already.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay.
Yeah. In here and the low part.
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing last year. Was we got a ton of each.
Ton of each of these.
Yeah. So, you think I better get started, huh?
Yeah. This one, I think so. That's the way.
Wow.
I picking already. There's maybe around to 10 tons
Uh-huh.
in here.
Oh yeah. I'll be damned.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe because the plant is younger.
Well,
More
that can
more
make
fresh.
sense. I've seen that before.
Yeah. I think so. The root is not too deep, or something happened.
Well,
Because this come in lake all the times.
yeah, always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing all over the state. I picked. I have San Sangiovese up in Lake County.
Uh-huh.
I picked it last year in October. Now the wine is already dry.
Yeah.
We picked it 2 weeks ago. And
Yeah.
and the same with the Sangiovese. It was about 2 weeks early. And then the Petit Montsang, which I picked in November last year, I picked it last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some places, but the Grenache here is normal. It's
The Grenache, I don't know. The plants you see is very strong. It's very strong, the plants for the Grenache.
they look beautiful. Well, you know, Grenache really tolerates
Yeah,
drought
I don't know
very
why.
well.
Maybe like the soil.
Yeah, Grenache is just very good with water stress. You know, the leaves are still green. Everything looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
because never before in the low part in Cabernet Franc, I have 1 acre and bare in the corner, and never taken a stress.
Oh, but
the
this
plant.
is Cabernet Franc.
No, in the bottom,
Uh-huh.
bare in the bottom,
Yeah,
crossing
yeah,
the street.
yeah.
In this never taken a stress, never the sun brunnen. In this year is one little area,
Yeah.
the sun brunnen. You go see the plant. This plant is very white, very dry.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well,
Maybe too dry. It's too dry.
yeah. Well, you know, Cabernet Franc has a lot of energy in. So if it gets water stressed, it puts the roots down deeper, which is good.
Yeah.
But it hurts in the beginning. It hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I got to go down there. Can you show me where my stuff would be coming from?
I don't know, whatever you want.
Well,
I have in this corner, this good fruit, this good fruit, all this block, all this one, this
last
block.
year we did some of each, but we have to pick it together. So
the Cabernet and
Cabernet Sauvignon.
and,
No, just
no the Grenache, no the Grenache.
if we're going to do this young vines upper and lower,
Oh, upper and lower.
but we have 3 tons all together and we have to pick it at the same time.
Okay, let me show you. That is good. For me, every wine makers, different things. Some people,
Yeah. Well, I don't want raisins.
no, you know,
yeah.
like oasis.
No, I like
That's your decision now, because
Yeah.
I don't want to push the buyers. No, I don't want to push the winemakers. Make them happy to you. Make them happy the lady to sell, Mrs. Fox,
yeah,
and the boss too.
Yeah.
My boss.
of course. He's the
Yeah.
most important.
Yeah, because I'm stay in the middle.
Well, but I make a kind of European style, so I don't like the high alcohol. I just want really to have the flavors of the place.
Yeah, this winemaker to come to Pekin for this one winery in San Francisco. He don't want it too high alcohol. He wanted the 23. It's no more up of the 23.
For me, I don't care about the sugar. The sugar, I want to taste.
the taste, the flavor. Okay.
But it could be 23.
Yeah, I have this road, this couple of roads. This is the first one to come in this way, to pick in this way.
Okay.
You try the fruit.
Yeah.
You try the fruit. And thinking, what do you? Maybe in here there's more sweet, more down, more better. But these grapes, I think so. They're very good. For me, that's good.
Very small berry
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
loose cluster. So you think as we go down the hill is less ripe?
Oh yeah.
We're down towards the bottom of the Entov clone row, and the fruit is a little less ripe, a little crunchier, a little more acid, and you can see there's a lot more water down here. But then, what I'm told is when we go across to this block, which was planted from cuttings from the old vines, and you're saying that it's going to be more ripe, huh? Okay, so let's see what we got here. Well, I'm really surprised. We do have some green seeds there. I got about 2 seeds per berry, and they're pretty small berries, so that's good. A little bit of pectin, but and the skins are a little bit crisp, full of flavor, wonderful flavor. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that color.
A good color?
Just like blood, huh?
Yeah. You better smell.
I think I cut my finger.
Never be.
Okay, so Sandra, this is Grenache, so that's right.
5 berries.
Huh?
Okay. Let's try it out.
All right, she doesn't want me to photograph her.
Shoving my face? No.
Okay, so let me know what you're discovering.
Okay. Oh, that pulp's still pretty green.
A lot of pulp, and the seeds themselves are starting to turn, but they're
not brown yet.
They're not brown yet. They're kind of green and brown striped. Yeah, a lot of pulp. What did you think of the flavor?
Pretty good. Not as sweet as the other one. Still a little bitter.
Yeah, I didn't really get that much flavor out of it.
Like, it's really green pulp. Wow.
Yeah, the acid is kind of moderate. I wouldn't say it's high acid, but
Oh, I don't know, there's flavor in it.
yeah. Okay, and then how about the crispness of the skin as you chew it?
They're still pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like they need some time to soften up a little bit. After taking the pulp out, there was no flavor, just kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. And yeah, like you're not even getting much juice or color out of that at the moment. You want to wait a week? Not a little longer?
No, I think 10 days.
And it's tiny bit, but not much juice.
Yeah, not much. I was going to say a week from Monday.
Okay.
So go ahead and crush those up and get some juice, and we'll get full chemistry.
Okay.
That's right, you got to keep it sealed up so it doesn't evaporate water and artificially raise the bricks.
All right.
Okay, well,
Next.
let's do the Cabernet. You can see those berries are much smaller. Oh, did you count the seed numbers?
It's like 1 to 2.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I think I got 8
Average.
seeds. Maybe
Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah. 8 for 5 berries.
That's quite
These
a
are
bit.
tiny.
Well, let me see. 8 for, yeah, no, okay, 1.6. That's not a lot.
Oh.
And those are pretty big berries.
The Grenache was, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Well,
cab has
these are
tiny.
pretty tiny, yeah.
All right, there's
Okay,
5.
so there's your 5. Yeah, I like the way you're doing this on a Kleenex there so we can kind of do a comparison.
It's juicy, yeah.
Right.
2, 3, 9,
So
6,
a lot
7,
less
8, 9,
pulp.
10.
Uh-huh.
A lot less pulp. They look a little brown. The color is different.
Yeah, 10 seeds, so that's 2 seeds per berry, which is great for a small berry like that, for these little tiny berries. So we should expect a lot of color. What did you think of the fruity flavors?
It was a lot more intense than the, pardon me, than the Grenache, but the skin still feels pretty tough.
There's still some crispness to it, that's right.
But I mean, the color, it's dripping. It's more juice in the cab, that's for sure.
There you go. See that? That's like blood. Did you cut yourself?
No. That I know of.
Much darker.
Yeah,
I'm
much
really
darker.
excited about this stuff, and as you say, it's still a little bit crisp, and so I was kind of thinking next Wednesday, just give it just a little bit more time. So that's 5 days. Is that 5 days? It's 6 days, and then more like 10 days for the.
When I think the bricks are a lot higher on the cab than the Grenache right now. The Grenache still.
I
suppose
suppose
like 2021.
Other people have already picked that cab.
Oh, really?
From the riper parts of the vineyard.
23 is what I'm guessing.
Actually, here's a map of the vineyard. So what we're doing, this is the whole Bates Ranch here. And what we're doing, we get our Grenache from right here. And there is another patch of cab that's these 12 years old. So we don't get that. The oldest block is what they call the avocado block, and the Luce 1 block are along here. Those are old vines. Then the Miller block here is an Entov clone, 500 and some odd. That's a Canadian selection. And then they took this Luce block and they took cuttings from it and planted this down here. And even though it's lower than the Miller, it tends to be riper because of the clonal difference. Of course, nobody knows what the Luce clone is, but the Miller block we know. And so what we did last year is we went right along this line between the two, and we picked half and half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. That's what I did there. So some of those clusters are from each of the two. So we'll try to more or less replicate what we did last year. So you did a better guess than I did about the bricks on these two. What do you think?
I would say, well, the Grenache was what, 20.3 or something last week.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't seem like it's gone up much more than that. Maybe 21.
It has been cool.
It didn't taste too sweet.
I would have expected 21.5, but I think it's somewhere in that region. And we have picked, that low a couple of times and made good wines, but this just isn't there.
Yeah, I would say it probably needs more time too.
Not necessarily more bricks.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'd say like the cab's probably at a 23.
Yeah, I think 23.5, something like that. It's not real high.
No. It wasn't like the Zin or
yeah.
or the Tempranillo or Sangiovese. No.
Okay, well we'll see how your guesses come out. We're going to do a little experiment here. This is the Sangiovese, and as you can see, it doesn't appear to have that much color, but this is a young red wine, which means that all of its anthocyanins are monomeric, and that means that they ionize, and it's only the flavillum ion that's red, but the flavillum ion occurs down around pH 2, and our pH here is about 3.6. So we're going to take some 25% sulfuric acid here, this bad boy, And I'm going to put a little bit into this side. And now we'll see how much color we really have. So there you go. You see the difference. That kind of density versus that kind of density.
Oh, yeah, that's way better.
Yeah. So that's a little trick. That's the poor man's spectrophotometer. And so that lets us know that we're going to be okay on color. That's the same thing that happened last year. Well, it's high comedy time here at Granite Springs. We got this beautiful fruit in from the Bates Ranch. I guess you can't see it very well there, but it's really tiny berries, and they have pretty funny chemistry. Let me try and get it in the light. There you go. Little bitty berries with lots of seeds. I think I already sent you about this. It's only going to be about 22 bricks, I think, but the flavor is amazing, and it's in really good shape. So everything's good, and we've hooked up the DTMA, the Delatophila maceration accelerator here, and the only reason we managed to get a few, maybe a quarter ton through this thing, and then we blew a hose. So the problem is that this is the right way to do it, to band a hose here, but the hose we were with, what did you guys do with that thing? Yeah, see, it has these crappy little screw thread bands, and it's just no way that that's going to pinch a hose like this. So well, that's interesting. You're doing a little repair there. So anyway, this is the way real winemaking looks. And you know, we're all excited, but it's always something. Okay, so here we go again. Back to business. Found another hose. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. And as you can see, this is absolutely beautiful, perfect fruit. These guys are doing a good job of pulling out the leaves and shit. Pretty clean thing. The hog. Material other than grape. I'm pretty excited. So here we go. It's going up, watered up into the crusher, and then it's coming down here into the must pump, and the must pump is on. So we're watching it sort of turning on and off. You got that on a conductivity probe? Yeah. Turn it on and off? Yeah, so there we go. That's about 10 tons an hour. More or less what we want. We're going to have to take a look at that, see if the chop looks good. And we are just going to pray that this goddamn hose here doesn't come back off again. Then we are truly fucked. Okay, so now we're doing the control. There are no rollers. There's no push. Just these steps. So this is going to be full bearing. So we ought to see a significant difference in extraction. They'll be manually punching down. So we will get everything in it. It's just loaded with going. Maybe So here is the chemistry on the Bates Cab. This is after a 1-day soak. So what I do is I estimate that the pH is going to rise about 0.1 over the course of that 24 hours. And then it gets kind of complex. We have to anticipate everything that's going to happen, and I want to end up with a pH of about 3.85 to 3.9. And the reason I go that high is that when I age this wine in barrel for 2 years, the SO2 will be oxidized at that high pH about enough to take the pH down a point. So I really want 3.9 so that I end up with 3.8. And since we're talking about sulfuric acid, which is a strong acid, it'll do that with a minimal effect on TA. And I do want the TA to be as low as possible because I want as little saliva to come into the mouth as possible because it makes the tannins coarse. So I'm starting at 3.88. Normally I would take it down to 3.55, which is basically 3.45 that it would have been the day before. But here we want that higher pH, and we also don't anticipate that there'll be much of an effect on the malolactic. I do expect another 0.1 rise due to the skin contact, but as you see, we only have 0.7 malic, so that's a kind of non-event. Wouldn't be more than another 0.1. So if we add all that up, what I'm going to do is add 1 gram per liter and just see how it comes out, and that should take the pH to 3.68 or so, and then we can correct from there post-fermentation. As for the rest, there is plenty of nutrients there. I want to have my yan, like 100 to 150 is ideal, and I've got 202, so that's more than I need. I'm not going to add any nutrients. The Brix is 22.9, which will give me about 13.7 alcohol, which is perfect. So these are really perfect numbers for making Pauillac.